Hey guys, Prowl1701 here, and today we're going to be reviewing The Star Beast, the first of the Doctor Who 60th anniversary specials, with David Tennant returning to the role as the Doctor, as the 14th Doctor, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. It has a very epic feel to it. It's very much a spectacle. There's a lot going on in it, which again, it's celebrating 60 years of Doctor Who. It should be like that. I really like the director, Rachel. She's done a lot of good Doctor Who episodes. I think she did all of Capaldi's finales. Her stuff has this kind of epicness to it, this kind of spectacle. Like, it's a big deal. She does a lot of dynamic camera shots I like. The Star Beast has a lot of really good camera work. It's really impressive. It has a very modern feel to it in a good way. I like the use of lighting and color in this a lot. Tennant steps back into the role so easily, like he's never been gone. I am absolutely loving the 14th Doctor. He feels similar to 10, but like an older version of 10, much like how at 35, I wasn't the same person I was at 25. You know, now I'm in my 40s, I'm not the same person I was when I was 25. Tennant feels like that. He feels like an older, more experienced version of the 10th Doctor, which I like. He's still a very human Doctor, which is very Tennant's Doctor. Very human and very energetic. He's a bit hyper. He always does those cool things with his face. But I'm absolutely loving the 14th Doctor thus far. I love his Sonic. First off, just the Sonic itself. I've always liked that design. It looks really good. Glad to have the blue light back. But the things he's doing with the Sonic in this, I'm loving. You can see the budget increase here. This looks good. The budget for this looks so good. I loved the look of this. But when he's creating the little map in the air, when he's creating the shields to put out, I thought that was really cool. I love the stuff this Sonic can do. Now, I don't want the Sonic to become basically a cheat sheet, a cheat card where the Doctor can just do anything with it. That's why they got rid of it in the 80s, because I don't need it there to save everything. And it didn't feel like it got overly used. I mean, he used it some, but it didn't feel like it got overly used. And I did like the fact that toward the end, it got deadlock sealed out where he couldn't use it. I actually liked that they put that in, that the Sonic couldn't be a fix-all there, and gave us an explanation of why. Catherine Tate is great as Donna. She slips right back into that role very, very well. She feels like Donna. I felt like I was watching Donna, and I loved that. Catherine Tate, I think, has discovered the Fountain of Youth, because she does not look like she's aged a day. I think she might actually look nicer now than she did then, even. It's like she's getting younger. But I loved watching her in the role. I liked, was it Yasmin Finney as Rose? I thought Rose as a character was fine. I thought Yasmin was playing the character well. She strikes me as a very good actress. I think the show dealt with her being a trans female very well. I never felt like I was being preached to on anything on this with that. I felt how they had that in there was very organic, that they addressed it. They touched on it a couple times, but it never felt like heavy-handed sledgehammer to your face like Chris Chibnall would do with some of his stuff. It felt very organic to the conversation, even when the Doctor's talking to Meep. And it's like, hey, you're assuming a pronoun. And yeah, you're right. You know what? Because that's the way the Doctor responded to that. Well, yeah, you're right. So how do you... That strikes me as exactly how a Tennant Doctor would react to that. How the 10th or the 14th Doctor would react to that. It felt like an organic response. I really liked the unit Science Officer. I love that bit. I'm Science Officer 56. Yeah, I was Science Officer 1. I love her. Science Advisor 1. I love that. Her being in a wheelchair. It felt organic. I like how they don't draw much attention to it. It's just there. They don't try to... Again, I never felt like I was being lectured to, or like they were trying to, hey, look what we did. It never feels like that. It feels properly organic. And I love her wheelchair with the darts and the missiles. I love that. Because that feels like Doctor Who. Doctor Who kind of does that little hokey, shtick, campy stuff. Like, having weapons in your wheelchair like that is a little silly, but it's very in keeping with Doctor Who's roots. Like, I could picture something like that happening in the third Doctor's era. Like, you know, Gadgets Pertwee, because Pertwee loved his gadgets. The third Doctor loved his gadgets. Building somebody a wheelchair who did all of that. Like, if I found out the third Doctor had traveled forward in time and he was the one who built her that wheelchair, I'd be like, Yes, I can see that happening. So it actually feels very in keeping with Doctor Who. I thought the actress playing the unit scientific advisor, she was good. I liked her. I'd like to see more of her. I think that was a very positive way to bring in more inclusion like that. And I love the fact that, again, I didn't feel like I was being patronized to. It just felt like, hey, here's a character who just happens to be in a wheelchair. That is the perfect way to do that. So I felt all of the stuff that might make some people eye roll, I don't feel like it was handled in a bad way. I thought it was handled really well. I was actually really impressed with how they handled Rose and how they handled the scientific advisor. That was done very organically. The special effects for the Meep look good. The voice actress who voices the Meep, she's good. I know she's kind of a British icon. She's very good in the role in the first part and the second part. I like the design of the Wraith Warriors or whatever they're called. I can't remember their names. But I like their design. It's very in keeping with the comic book because, of course, this is based on a comic book from 1980 with the Fourth Doctor. I thought that was an interesting way for Russell to go, actually. And it does follow that comic very closely. It seems like, I've never read the comic, but it seems to follow it very closely. Plot point wise, I like their design as well. I love the fact that their design adheres very closely to the comic books. That's pretty cool. I love the fact that when the Wraith Warriors talk, they still talk in like these, it's almost like American accents, almost like Southern American accents. I don't know how to phrase it, but I like how they talk in this kind of just, they talk in English, but it's like this funny English. I can't explain it. They just sound like everymen, like somebody I would talk to, you know, if I just went up to buy a coffee. It could be the guy behind the counter with that voice. I love that. I love watching the 14th Doctor figure out what's really going on. I'll get into spoilers toward the end. It has a lot of heart, this episode. It has a lot of heartfelt moments. It has a lot of fun. It has a lot of, again, spectacle, a lot of action. The unit soldiers, of course, being kind of controlled by the little thing. The effect of that when it kind of possesses them with the glowing eyes and how they lower the shield so you don't see. That was pretty cool. I really had a lot of fun with this one. Essential Doctor, I think it's Essential Doctor Who just because it is the 60th and the first full episode with the 14th Doctor back. It's not like the best Doctor Who episode, you know, from an emotional standpoint, but it's got a lot of emotion in it. It feels like it's meant to be spectacle, kind of like it's the appetite before we get the main course. And but it's so good with the Doctor. Like, after watching that, I want more 14th Doctor. You know, it's sad that we're only getting 3 episodes of the 14th Doctor, when I would like to have more, because I'm really enjoying his Doctor a lot. Because you know, the budget was a lot smaller during Ten's era, and some of the way they shot the show back during his run, I kind of love the more modern feel it has to it now. It's really hard to explain, but, you know, watching an episode from series 2 or 4 and watching an episode now, they look different. Just like watching an episode from the 60s looks different than watching an episode from the 80s. They're just different. So I would love to have seen more of Tennant's Doctor in modern times shot today. I'm glad we're getting 2 more, but I think I would have liked to have had like maybe a season of it almost after seeing him back because he's so good. I absolutely love, was it Jacqueline King? The one that plays Donna's mom. I meant to talk about this in the main part. She's great in this. She has so many comedic moments. I mean, she was pretty comedic in her original run as Rose's mom, but she's hilarious here at places. I love her. Like, seriously, I gotta give her points. Donna's mom is fantastic. I really loved her in this. I'm gonna delve into spoilers now, so if you haven't watched it, you should probably go watch it before you see this part. Spoilers, last warning. So the Meep, I knew ahead of time that the Meep was actually the villain because, again, this is based off a 1980 comic. I'd never read the comic or even heard of it until this got announced. But, of course, being a Doctor Who fan, being a very active Doctor Who fan on the forums and online, of course, I stumbled on somebody talking about the comic and revealing that the Wraith Warriors are actually the good guys and the Meep is actually the bad guy. They do that well with the Meep looking all adorable and cute until it's not, and then it's all with the eyes, the way the eyes change and they get kind of darker, and the teeth, and the way the voice actress voicing the Meep does it. She deserves awards. I love that, how she changes how she does the voice. That's perfect. Perfect. And again, the Raston Warriors, while they look kind of scary, when you actually hear them talk, they sound like your friend from down the street, and I love that. I absolutely love that. it's interesting to me because this very much takes the same approach as Galaxy 4, which is funny because I did a couple videos talking about the Davros situation, and in the second video I discussed, Galaxy 4 and why I thought Russell needed to watch Galaxy 4. But it's kind of funny because Russell helped write the script for this, basing it off the original 1980 story, and he kind of, whether on purpose or accidentally, does the same thing here of not judging a book by its cover. You know, the cute, lovey-dovey, friendly little thing is actually the villain, whereas in the insect, bug-looking, ooh, step on it, nasty things are actually benign and friendly. So, you're learning that same lesson Galaxy 4 taught of not judging a book by its cover, that appearances can be deceiving, with, you know, the one that looks vile being good and the one that looks adorably cuddly being evil and will eat you. So it's interesting how this and Galaxy 4 parallel that main point. Now, that's pretty much the whole point of Galaxy 4, whereas the Star Beast has a lot more going on. There's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of really great scenes with 14 and Donna, and Catherine and David have such good chemistry together, and they bond immediately here. The scene when they're in the ship and he's divided by the glass, and you see how upset he is when he realizes he doesn't have a choice. He has to wake up her memories because he needs her to help him save all of London. And Tennant is just such a good actor. He does so much with his face. And then his tone of voice when he's having to say those words that trigger her memories, which I caught on to quick. And then she starts speaking them with him. I love that bit, though, when she's just like, I gave away all my money. I gave away. I love that. That's very Donna. Donna very much feels like Donna. And I love Donna. So I enjoyed that when her first thing back wasn't, hey, it's good to see you. It's, I gave away all my money. I do love the bit at the beginning when he takes the packages off she's carrying, sees it's her, and starts putting them back. That's funny. The revelation that Rose also had some of the energy passed down to her, and that between the two of them, between the three of them with the Doctor, they were able to solve everything. I liked that. I didn't see that coming, so I thought that was clever and interesting and out of the blue, and I enjoy that. And then how they managed to just let the power go. I mean, that feels a little Deus Machina, but I'm fine with it. I think that's cool. I want a surviving Donna, honestly. So, I enjoyed that. I really love the new TARDIS interior. I love the new TARDIS interior a lot. It looks really good. I love the size of it. I love the shape of it. I love the round things. I love the console. I'm not too keen on the actual center part of the console. The little column looks a little weird to me, but I like the console. I love the room. I love the ramps. I love everything. And it's white. I love a white console room, which of course harkens back to Classico. It does look like a 2023 version of the classic console in a lot of ways, and I love that. It looks so good, especially when it can do the extra little colors going around it. I love the console. And then I love the fact that the cliffhanger is Donna spilling coffee on the console, because that's such a Donna thing to do. And she's like, psh, that's such a Donna thing to do. Of course it is. I got a kick out of that as well. It's been a really interesting day for me, this kind of Doctor Who's 60th anniversary day, November 25th, because not only did I watch the Star Beast today, but my Underwater Menace Steelbook came in last night, so I also got to watch the Underwater Menace for the first time today. I'd never seen it before. So I watched the first 2 parts of it last night. I watched the second 2 parts this morning, did my review of that. So I got to watch a classic Doctor Who story I'd never seen before today, and I got to watch a modern Doctor Who story, or whatever we're calling the new Doctor Who story, today as well. And I enjoyed both immensely. Reviews for Underwater Menace are coming. I'll be reviewing each episode. So it was kind of neat that I got to watch a new classic Doctor Who story I'd never seen and a new modern Doctor Who story that I'd never seen, and I enjoyed them both, actually. This is a lot of fun. It had a lot of fun. It had a lot of heart, and it really makes me miss the Doctor and Donna, because they are my favorite kind of Doctor companion duo in modern Who, and they're just so good together because they have such good chemistry together. So that's my thoughts on the Star Beast. I want to know what you think of it. Comment down below and let me know. Don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, the bell for notifications as well. I also have a P.O. box if there's anything you'd like to send me to look at and review. Links to my Patreon are down there. in the description. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support, as I do the support of all of my patrons. It does make a difference. YouTube memberships are also available as well. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.